Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Let me just say it's been a heck of a couple weeks here, and really I'm just hoping I can get the yard looking pretty good by the 4th of July. But about 10 days ago, I did actually pull out the Verticutter, and I did a test patch on this part of the yard over here, and I verticut this way, and then I went perpendicular, so across from that. And then I also scalped it down to, I think, either 3/10 or 1/4 inch. And this is how much it's recovered in that week and a half period. About a week after I did this, I did the rest of the lawn. So this has had about 3 or 4 days to recover. And the reason that I decided to do this was the yard was just getting too thick and really like spongy, almost like you're walking on a cushion. And when I was mowing on that, the mower was really just floating over that top turf layer as opposed to making solid contact with the ground. And when you'd hit a dip, the mower could gouge into the turf and it would leave a scalp mark. And on Bermudagrass, scalp marks are really noticeable. They're not very forgiving. So I figured I'd go ahead and bite the bullet and knock this project out right now. And hopefully I could get the yard looking good the rest of the season. What's up, guys? I'm Rhett. Welcome back to Lawn Insider. I do want to show you an example of what I'm talking about when I say that the yard is getting too thick, because I know that's the goal of most lawn care videos, is to have a thick green yard. But if you look down at my grass, you can see just how thick it is. It becomes almost like a sponge, and I can actually dig into it, and pretty much no matter what I do, and you can see just how thick this is, no matter what I do, you are not really going to see the soil underneath this grass. And that's what happens. The lawnmower ends up kind of just floating over the turf. You hit a dip, you make a scalp, and it makes your yard ugly. So the goal of today's verticutting is that I'm going to come through. It has vertical blades, so I'm going to slice through some of these stolons, get rid of a lot of this material. Then I'm going to come through after that and suck up all that extra grass and all that extra junk with the rotary mower, and then scalp it down a little bit. And that should open up the canopy for easier access to things like water, nutrients, and sunlight. And this shot is just to show y'all a contrast. This is over on the side yard where I've already verticut and scalped. And you can see we still have some really thick stolons, but we've gotten down and we can actually see dirt. And that's the goal of this project, is just to open up the canopy, and that should result in a smoother mow for us. And this is actually the view from underneath my verticutting machine. I actually made this reel last summer, but this is really the first time that I've really gotten to use it extensively. And these are fixed blades right here. So what happens is they cut through and they're gonna slice through those stolons. So you're not gonna get as much of those stolons being ripped out of the ground as you would with a regular dethatcher. And this type of equipment is actually better for your warm season turfs like Bermuda and Zoysia when you want to go and verticut. It's just a lot harder to find equipment like this. Like I said, I actually had to build this reel out myself. And I've been going aggressive with the machine, so you can actually see right here that this is where you can either raise or lower your reel depending on how far you want to go into the canopy or even into the soil. I have it currently set at a 4, so it's actually digging into the dirt a little bit, which is perfect because I really want to thin out that thick layer of stolons that I have underneath the grass. So real quickly, let me give you all the game plan for the front yard here. And first off, you can see that I have flagged all the sprinkler heads. I don't want to end up going so deep with my verticutter that I somehow damage my irrigation system, so it's just better to be safe than sorry there. I'm going to go with this machine, the Verticutter, and I'm going to make horizontal paths from here all the way to the back fence. And then I'm going to come back with my rotary mower, and I'm going to pick up all the junk that picks up, and it's going to be a ton of stuff. I'm going to make a pile over here on the driveway so y'all can see it, and for the thumbnail, of course. And then I'm going to come back through with my Verticutter, and I'm going to do vertical stripes that go from the property line over there all the way over here to the driveway. Again, I'm going to follow that up by picking everything up with the rotary. And then the last thing I'm going to do is go through and scalp it down to either a 1/4 inch or maybe 3/10 of an inch, and then make one last pass with the rotary just to pick up all that extra junk. And then we should be good to go. Okay, so you can see I just pulled up a ton of crud out of the yard. Most of it is grass and stolons and thatch and stuff like that. Some of it is definitely dirt just because of how deep we were. But let me just show you a little section right here just to give you an idea of exactly how much stuff that I'm pulling out of the yard. And again, this is a yard that is cut at a 1/2 inch, basically 0.55 inches to be exact. So this is a lot of material for a yard that is cut that short. All right, so now I'm just gonna go over it with the rotary mower, pick up as much crud as I can, and I'm just gonna put all this stuff on time lapse because it's gonna take a while. All right, so this is what the grass looks like after verticutting one way and then sucking everything up with the rotary mower. Okay, you can still see it is really, really thick and it fluffed it up a bit. So now we're going to go through the opposite way with the Verticutter, and then we're gonna pick those clippings up and see what it looks like after that. How could I forget? This is what our pile already looks like just after the one pass, and this thing will just continue to grow and grow. So here's the first update on the pile. All right, I just finished up with the second Verticut, and this is what the turf is looking like now. Okay, so you can see we've really opened it up quite a bit. Some of these stones are sticking straight up now. So now I'm gonna go back over it with my reel mower. I've got the reel mower set at 3/10 of an inch. And then I'm gonna go back over it again once I get that finished with the rotary. And here is the current state of the grass pile. Holy cow, just got that finished up. Actually cut out some of the filming just because there was so much work. I wanted to get everything done before dark. We didn't add anything extra. We just verticut both ways, picked it up with the rotary, scalped both ways, picked it up with the rotary, and developed quite a grass pile over there. I'll show you all that in a second. But let me show y'all the turf here. We still have a very dense layer of the stolons like I was talking about earlier in the video, but you can actually see dirt now, which is a good sign. Hopefully we'll have an easier time getting water and nutrients and any other applications down into that soil layer. Ultimately, I'm really just hoping that we accomplish what we set out to as far as smoother mows, contact with the ground, less scalping, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully in about 10 days or so, it looks like that patch in the backyard. And then maybe a month from now, around 4th of July, hopefully the yard will be full strength and looking good. Let me show you this grass pile, because it is gonna be a doozy to clean this thing up. So just for reference, I'd say it's about probably 3 feet tall. You can see the mower next to it. So we have got out a ton of crud out of the yard. There's obviously a little bit of dirt in there as well, but that is a lot of material for probably about 1,500 square feet of lawn, especially a lawn that's cut at 1/2 inch. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up right there. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave it a like. If you're enjoying the content and you want to continue to see more of it, hit that black subscribe button below. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave those in the comment section below. I'll see y'all again soon. Lawn Insider, out.